Ladies and gentlemen, the college football semifinal games are set. We have Ole Miss taking on Miami. Then we have a Big Ten rematch. We got Indiana taking on Oregon again. But we gonna jump back. We're gonna jump back to the 31st and the first. We're gonna talk about those games. We had Miami upset Ohio State. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was going to see a very competitive game offensively. I didn't get that. Miami, that defense was just stifling. They was locking up everybody not named Jeremiah Smith. Okay? Everybody not named Jeremiah Smith was on clamps. That boy Bain Jr. Lightfoot, and who was the other bull? Yeah, bro. Them boys had Julian Sancy and Ghost. And what I'm starting to pick up through these quarterfinal games, going on to the semifinal games, defense wins championships. I'm not gonna lie. Defense wins championships. We saw some defensive shutouts during these quarterfinal games. Going on to New Year's Day, those bowl games, we had Oregon taking on Texas Tech. That Oregon defense pitched a shutout. But that Texas Tech defense, it was holding on as much as it possibly could. Did the Texas Tech offense sell? Absolutely. You out there seeing what your defense is doing. They holding strong. The first half, they only held Oregon to only 6 points. Y'all gotta get some type of points out there. I don't know what the Texas Tech quarterback had going on, but shout out to Dante Moore, Dan Lanning, and the Oregon Ducks for pitching just a freaking shutout, a goose egg. Then we got that game. We went over there to Pasadena to that Rose Bowl. And in my life, I watched the University of Alabama get boat raced by University of Indiana. Kirk, I don't know what, where, who the hell is Kirk Signetti and why he got the Indiana Hoosiers playing like this. I'm not gonna lie. That boy Kirk Signetti got the Indiana Hoosiers playing out of the freaking medulla oblongata. They beat Alabama on every facet of the ball from start to finish. It wasn't even a game. It was 31-3, damn near at the beginning of the third quarter with a whole nother quarter to play. It could have got more ugly than what it was. That boy Fernando Mendoza went out there and showed the nation, yes, I'm the Heisman winning, I'm the Heisman Trophy winner for a reason. I might not got the stats as Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrows or none of them previous Heisman winners, but on that green grass, y'all boys can't touch me. Not at all. I think he went, 14 for 16? 3 touchdowns? They could not stop that man. Then we go to that All-State Sugar Bowl. This right here was the best game of the night. This was a classic. We had Ole Miss taking on Georgia. We all know Ole Miss with their head coach Lane Kiffin leaving for LSU. They got their interim head coach. I think he's now the actual head coach now, but that game was a back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, that game was back and forth. In my eyes, I would have loved the game with the overtime, but Ole Miss squeaked out a late field goal to take it. Then at the end, it was a safety. The referees didn't want to call the game. It was like it was a minute. It was a second left on the clock, but I really felt the refs were trying to give Georgia a chance to, you know what I'm saying, pull off some miracle shit. But in my eyes, they should have just called that game. It was Oviedo, that boy, Trinidad Chambers, whatever the fuck you, however you pronounce that man's name. That boy was balling. NCAA, we might have to grant him another year. I need to see more of that. Pause. But these semifinal games right here, I feel like these is gonna be defensive battles right here. My overall prediction, I feel like it's gonna be Indiana versus Ole Miss. I feel like it's gonna be Indiana versus Ole Miss. I know it's hard to beat a team twice, but in my eyes, bro, I feel like it's manifest destiny for Indiana the way they playing. It's not even funny. That defense is scary. They're scary good, and they're sound, and they're disciplined. This Ole Miss versus Miami game is going to be another defensive battle. But with Ole Miss can put up points Ohio State couldn't. And I feel like the magic number in this game is going to be 24 points. I feel like the magic number of this game is going to be 24 points. First team to get to 21 points or more is going to win this game. And I feel like Ole Miss has the firepower to do it. Especially with Trinidad being mobile. Because we didn't see that in the Ohio State game. Julian said he was not trying to get mobile whatsoever. But again, you can't count out the U, bro. You can't count out the U. That's what I'm talking about. You can't count out University of Miami, bro. Every time you count them out, they just show you. I don't know. I might have to retract my statement, bro. That Ole Miss in Miami, that might be a pick'em. I'm not gonna lie, that might be a pick'em because Miami playing out of their freaking cranial right now. You gotta realize what Miami just did. They beat Texas A&M at Texas. They beat Ohio State on a neutral ground. Now they about to go play Ole Miss. I know Ole Miss is coming off this Georgia win. That was a huge Georgia win. Georgia, like, they was about to come back and win. But Miami locked down Ohio State. Ohio State was looking like world beaters all season until they ran into Indiana. But yeah, I might have to retract my Ole Miss pick. That might be that's gonna be a pick'em. I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be a pick'em game right now. But this college football playoff, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I need. I need more of this. Other than the two non-power 5 teams getting in, I need more of this right here. The main focus of this college football playoffs: defense, 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 and more defense. If your defense is stepping up and they stopping, you're gonna win.